Hello, this is checkpoint 2.9. We have a vector A that's 16 comma negative 11, and B is a unit vector that forms an angle of 225 degrees with a positive x-axis. They want us to express both A and B in terms of standard unit vectors. So the standard unit vectors are the I and J, and just to remind you that I is that vector 1, 0, and J is a vector 0, 1. And we can express any vector in component vectors, express it as a linear combination of the I and J, which is essentially multiplying the first component by the vector I and the second component by the vector J, and then adding them together. Okay. The first one, we have the vector given to us already. That's the vector 16 comma negative 11. And to rewrite this vector in terms of the I and J, you literally just take the 16, multiply it by I, and then negative 11. Let's actually put a negative sign here. 11 in the J direction. All right, so this is our first one. The second one's going to involve us trying to find our components. And for this, we need to draw our x and y. And 225, that's between 180 and 270. 270 is this negative y-axis, so it's somewhere over here. And I wonder if 225 degrees is actually one of our, we can find one of those nice reference angles. And I think if I figure this out, this would be 225 minus 180, 225 minus 180, and I believe that is 45. So yes, it is an angle that we should be able to work with. It looks like it's 45 degrees as a reference angle, and the sine and cosine will help us figure out the x and y values. And by the way, if we just have the sine and the cosine, we're going to have our unit vector, because sine and cosine all live in the unit vector world. So this is essentially the x value is going to be the cosine of the angle, 225, and the y is the sine of the angle. And if we use the angle 225, we know that it's going to give us the correct sign. In this case, they're both going to be negative. And I believe it's root 2 over 2. So we can write root 2 over 2, comma, root 2 over 2, and they're both negative. So this is our component, and we want to write it in the standard basis with the standard basis vectors. So we can write negative square root of 2 over 2 in the I direction minus root 2 over 2 in the J direction, and that should give us our result. Okay, all right, I hope that helps.